The majority of today's seniors do not meet the current standards for eating healthy. After today's video, you're going to know what to do if that's true for you. I'm James, and this is the Self-Made Healthy Eater channel. In today's video, I'm going to explain and show you what your everyday plate should look like when it comes to types of food and nutrition. In addition, today's video will help you understand which vitamins and minerals seniors need most and the foods that will help you gain those nutrients. And if that's not all, before this video is over, you're going to know what your essential nutrients are. As an added bonus, I'm going to show you how to make today's loaded smoothie, which consists of 1.5 cups of vegetables plus 2.5 cups of fruits, which meets today's current dietary guidelines when it comes to eating fruits and vegetables. As you can tell, there's a lot of information in today's video about healthy eating for seniors. Feel free to subscribe below so that you may receive more videos from me about healthy eating. Just to be clear, I want to make sure that you understand that I'm a senior too. And just like any other senior, I have my fair share of health issues that I deal with. But when it comes to cholesterol, weight, and blood pressure, my doctors say I'm in a very, very good place. And I know that 85% to 90% of that is due to my healthy eating pattern. You would think that after 60 plus years of experience eating food, the last challenge that seniors will be faced with is eating healthy. But it is, and the reason why is real simple. Your body is changing. As a senior, you need less calories and more nutrients. And in the next section of this video, we're going to do exactly that. I'm going to show you how to focus on those foods that give you more nutrients compared to more calories. So tell me, which foods are your favorite when it comes to eating healthy? Share them please in the comments below. It will help all the seniors who are watching this video that are just getting going eating healthier. But in addition to that, we have eating habits built up over 60 plus years eating foods filled with empty calories that have little to no nutritional value for your body. They add unwanted fat. What foods are those and which ones we need to stay away from? I'm going to make sure you're clear about that. So when you sit down to eat, what should your plate look like? I was surprised how simple it was when I found out. It comes down to vegetables and fruits, proteins and whole grains, plus, of course, plenty of water. So how does that look when you divide it out on your plate? Well, 50% or half of your plate will consist of vegetables and fruits, 25% will consist of the protein, and the other 25% will be the whole grains. Why is it that way? The good news is that seniors eat more fruits and vegetables on average than young adults. Unfortunately, less than 50% of seniors meet the daily recommendation of eating fruits and vegetables. Those fruits and vegetables provide seniors with the nutrients that they have to have, such as vitamins and minerals, proteins, carbohydrates, and fats. When we're not eating the right types of food, it impacts the nutrients that I just talked about. Let's just take vitamins and minerals by themselves that are important for seniors. Calcium. Calcium is needed for strong bones and muscle mass. Vitamin D. Studies are showing lack of vitamin D is connected with diseases associated with getting older. We're going to talk more about those specific vitamins and minerals, but there are other vitamins and minerals that you should be concerned about. For instance, let me ask you this. When it comes to dietary fiber, how are you doing? Do you have enough dietary fiber from eating fruits and vegetables, which are important when it comes to digestion as well as weight control? What about potassium? Are you eating the right types of fruits and vegetables to make sure that you have enough potassium to deal with blood pressure? And here's what I found out that was most interesting when it came to seniors. We need to transition towards eating, get ready for this, deeply colored flesh fruits and vegetables. It's important that we remember that proteins are found in foods in addition to meat and eggs. Not only that, every cell in our body relies on protein, including our hair, bones, and internal organs. And if that's not enough, we need proteins to heal from injuries and to recover from surgery and illness. As seniors, your body doesn't break down proteins as well as they did when you were younger, so as a result, you need to eat more foods that contain proteins to help meet your needs. A lot of people get their proteins through meat and through powdered supplements. But what about nuts? Are you aware of the proteins that are available to you by eating nuts? For instance, almonds and pistachios. And what about vegetables? Are you aware of the proteins that are available to you by eating vegetables? For instance, broccoli, green peas, and asparagus. The next important food item to add to your plate are whole grains. And the reason why are because of the vitamins and the minerals and the healthy oils and the fiber that they bring to your body that adds to your good health. Some of the more popular whole grains that you're probably familiar are brown rice, corn, and oats. And from a strictly bodily healthy point of view, without grains, we increase the risk of poor heart health and irregular blood pressure. In addition to that, whole grains are known practically by everybody for improving digestion. But did you know that the dietary fiber that's in whole grains helps to curb our appetite, reducing our desire to want to eat more? Fiber is a substance in plants. Dietary fiber is the kind you eat. It's a type of carbohydrate. But when age 50, 60, 65 come around, there are red flag warnings, flares go up, and reasons to be concerned. You become less active, your metabolism slows, and your body wants and needs less food. Unfortunately, our body's ability to absorb nutrients becomes less efficient as we get older. So here's what happens. Most Americans will not be categorized as deficient, but you're not carrying as many vitamins, minerals, and other nutrients for your age. All the nutrients listed here are the ones we need more. In particular, vitamin C, vitamin D, vitamin B12, calcium, potassium, and dietary fiber. As a result, we have an interesting paradox. Our bodies want to eat less food, but those foods need to be nutrient-rich and empower us with more nutrients. Some food products that will make a difference would be low-fat dairy products, leafy green vegetables, fatty fish, peas and beans, fruits, fortified cereals. And equally important is eating less foods with added salt, which we find in the foods that we eat at restaurants or in packaged processed foods, even in the meals we eat when we add salt for flavoring. Because your body's blood system, nervous system, digestive systems, and bodily parts are interrelated, eating a healthy meal also impacts the effectiveness of your immune system as you get older. So let me ask you this question. The foods that you've eaten the last 7 days, are you aware of the effect they've had on your immune system? There are some realities about your body that you have to keep in mind, especially during ages 60 and beyond. Your body will heal slowly from infections, injuries, and other ailments because you have less immune cells to bring about healing. There are foods that are helpful when it comes to a senior's immune system. When it comes to fruits, blueberries, and if you're looking for a vegetable to eat when it comes to your immune system, consider broccoli or spinach. Nuts and seeds are also helpful when it comes to boosting your immune system. A nut to consider is almonds, which also contains protein. I have not talked about seasonings in this video, but when it comes to boosting the immune system of seniors, it is reported that garlic and ginger are helpful. And in addition to what I've already mentioned, also consider plain yogurt and green tea. In the way that eating healthy improves your immune system, eating unhealthy reduces the effectiveness of your immune system. That's why it's important to reduce eating foods that have added sugars and avoid eating as much as possible eating foods that are processed foods. And if you're going to eat meat, make sure it's lean meat. Pulling all of this together is easiest when you understand what your essential nutrients are and how you can take advantage when it comes to making you healthier. Your essential nutrients are vitamins and minerals, proteins, carbohydrates, and fats. So let's go back and talk about that plate of food that we mentioned at the beginning of this video on what it should look like on a daily basis. What we said was that 50% or half of your plate would consist of fruits and vegetables, 25% or a quarter of your plate would be proteins, with the rest of the food being whole grains plus water. When you do that, you're going to meet the dietary food guidelines that the government recommends for Americans. The guidelines recommends 5 food groups, which are fruits, vegetables, whole grains, proteins, and dairy products. Just like there's a circle of life, and there's also a circle of food and nutrients. Look at it this way. When we turn age 60 and above, and actually it begins earlier than that, around age 55, our bodies naturally want to eat less food. It just comes with the territory of being older. At the same time, we're eating less calories, which is not a bad idea. The unfortunate part is that our bodies being older, it's not as efficient as it used to be when it comes to absorbing nutrients. As a result, the foods that we eat need to be power-packed with nutrients. So what do I do? How do I accommodate all of these issues that I just shared with you? I noticed that my appetite is not as robust as it used to be when I was younger, and I take it as face value that my body is not as efficient as it used to be when it comes to absorbing nutrients. As a result, I break my eating down into 2 categories. Category number 1 are foods that I eat that I cook. Category 2 are foods that I eat raw. And here's the reason why. It turns out our bodies digest and absorb the nutrients more efficiently when the foods are cooked. Unfortunately, when foods are cooked, they reduce several key nutrients that are in the vitamin and mineral categories. And that's not good news. But it turns out that there's a way to get around all of that, because there are some foods that just taste better when they're cooked, and there are other foods that I don't eat unless they are cooked. So here's how I reconcile that. I'll very quickly talk about the foods I eat cooked, and then I'll transition over to the foods that I eat raw. The vitamin B12 is an important vitamin, especially at our ages. It influences energy, and it has a major impact on how effectively our nervous system works. There are 3 ways that your body can receive the B12 nutrients. One is by injection, a second is by taking supplements, and the third is by eating meats like chicken, seafood, or red meats. It turns out, based on reports, that stir-frying or sauteing foods retains more of the nutrients than other forms of cooking. But push come to shove, the majority of nutrients I take in come from eating raw vegetables, fruits, nuts, and seeds. What I do is I create on a daily basis what I call loaded smoothies. They contain the majority of the nutrients that my body needs. The Dietary Food Guidelines for Americans recommends that we eat on a daily basis 1.5 cups of vegetables plus 2.5 cups of fruits. Those loaded smoothies make sure that I do both. So it's important that we remember that as we get older, our appetites are not as robust as they were when we were younger, which means that we're eating less. But on the other side, that also means that we're taking in less calories, which is not a bad thing. Unfortunately, because we're older, our bodies don't absorb nutrients as efficiently as they did when we were younger. As a result, the foods that we eat have to be power-packed with nutrients. As a senior, understanding what your essential nutrients are is important when it comes to you understanding what it takes to eat healthy. The essential nutrients are vitamins and minerals, proteins, fats, and carbohydrates. When you look at your plate tonight, 50% or half the food should consist of fruits and vegetables, 25% should be proteins, with the rest of the food being whole grains plus a glass or 2 of water. And if you're doing at least what I'm doing, then add to that a loaded smoothie, which consists of at least 1.5 cups of vegetables plus 2.5 cups of fruit. If you're already eating healthy like that, then continue doing it. And if you're not, now you know what to do. Remember to click the subscribe button below and the notifications so that you may receive more videos from me about healthy eating. And in addition to that, if you don't mind, go ahead and click the like button. I really would appreciate it. Thank you for that. And here are some additional videos for you to enjoy. Click on them so that you can learn more about eating healthier.